morning. And it's a horrendous morning. It's raining cats and dogs. But anyway, no better day for doing plastering. I have finished this kitchen now. And I've been waiting for it to dry before I can sand it. So while I was waiting for it to dry, I actually started the bedroom. I'll show you that a little bit later on. So I'm going to start sanding this now. I've basically covered up anything that I don't want to get dusty. It's like a film, it's like a dust sheet. It's actually really good because it's super light and it's super long. So I'm going to just start here and see how we go. So I'll pop you somewhere, get me sander out, and away we go. I hope you can hear me. And I'll just set you up just to have a look, show you how I'm doing it.
Angle grinder at all, no?
No, this is perfect.
Is it?
Yeah.
What grade are you using?
The one you gave me, 120.
Okay. Yeah, that should be okay.
You
can go to 240 if it's taking too much off.
No, it's absolutely perfect. So all looking good at the moment.
Yeah.
And sorry, now you can hear me. If I can get it all looking like that, I'm going to be super happy.
Really?
So I'll keep going and see how we go. Okay, I was wrong. You were charged. Rob was right. Rob was right. I'm gonna put you on time lapse for a little bit of boring sanding. Okay? And I've done the kitchen part, fully sanded, ready to paint it. Happy enough with it. We don't yet know what we're doing over the cabinets. I'd like to think that the cabinets should go up, meet the ceiling, only so I don't have to plaster it or sand it. But I've just left them for the minute as it stands now. I actually see part I've missed. But anyway, the majority of it I think looks okay. So that's done. So I'm moving on to the main section here of the kitchen, or of the kind of living room part. Our neighbours popped down, Mike and Liz, and pretty much confirmed what we thought, which was that the bag of plaster that, or the bags of plaster that we've been using are in fact gone off. Crikey, now I'm looking at my face. And no good. So I will go and get some more plaster tomorrow. So I won't be doing any more plastering till tomorrow, but I want to get this whole room sanded tonight so this can be done and we can be done with the dust, because the dust is driving me crazy. It's a slow enough kind of process sanding. Once you get into it, it's fine. I do have a problem with my sander. It keeps turning off, but I don't know why that is. So every now and again I have to fucking come down and plug it in and plug it out. But anyway, it's hopefully it'll hold out for the rest of this. I may have to look at getting another one or something. Okay, so I'm going to put you on time lapse, and or just maybe just here. I'll put you on the chair and I'll start the main room here and we'll see how we go. All right, so, oh my God. I look great. Rooney! Everything is covered in dust, including the dog. It's still raining, so it feels okay to be inside. I have done, I suppose, almost half of this room. So obviously the more plaster you have up there, with the more, I suppose, inconsistency, the more sanding you need to do. I don't know if I said, but tomorrow I'm going to go and get the ready mix stuff. And I really want to be ready to start that, but I'm just not sure if I'm going to be finished this room. And I really want to be finished this sanding before I take on the next bit of plastering. So we'll have to see. This part, yes? Rob is sorting his shed. Yes? That looks amazing. Was it wet? Was it wetter the more we went down or no? Are we ready for some dinner? Yeah, kind of. Thankfully the dinner is made. Talk to you in a minute. Talking to my fans. And the cat. And the cat is Dusty. Hey Lusty? Anyway, so it's not where I want it to be. But then, is there any point in putting pressure on myself? Probably not. I just wanted to be finished this room. But anyway, Rob is hungry and I have a dinner made. God bless the slow cooker, because it's another Finn meal. Anyway, yeah, so might have to just leave it here for now. See how we go. May have to just finish this tomorrow and then get ready to use the new plaster on Thursday. Look, I guess that's okay. The sander is annoying me, so I must talk to Rob about that as well, because it seems to be kind of cutting in and out. But what's wrong? What's wrong? Somebody's hungry. And usually somebody comes to find me when they're hungry. You saying hello, Lusty? Probably kind of it for tonight. Better get the curry out and feed the masses. See you later. Good morning, and it is Wednesday morning and I'm just about to finish. Last night I really wanted to get the rest of this kitchen sanded, but I didn't get there. Our lovely neighbours came down, and Mike was a plasterer previously, so he's offered to sort of give me some advice when I start plastering when I finish plastering the bedroom, which is great, and he was a wealth of knowledge and it was lovely to see them. So I'm going to get this part done and then get into the plastering again down in the bedroom, and then work down from the bedroom and do the bedroom, corridor, hall, bathroom. And then we are going to move upstairs. Today we went to the shop and bought a ready-made mix in a bucket. The lovely man in the shop, he didn't know how long it would last. So I'm a bit concerned about using it, in that I want to have a big area to use it now. I probably will get using it in the bedroom, because I'll have the bedroom hall. Look at this cat. I'm trying to protect everything, but she thinks it's one big game playing in this. What are you doing? That's not for playing with. You're as bad as the dog. Clearly the dust sheet is terribly exciting to play in, and she keeps pulling it down. Lost! Out! Out! Yeah, just look at me. Just look at me. Yeah. Oh, what can you do? Animals. So yeah, so I'll start with it because I don't have anything else at the minute. I only have the half bag of what we think has gone off stuff. However, my neighbour yesterday suggested that I use that for any big holes that I have to fill, or larger gaps, because that'll be fine for that. So I will do that. but that's tomorrow's job. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to pop you here I won't put you on time lapse. I'll just put you here for a minute and you can see how we're going about it. Still using my little mouse sander, kind of hoping it will reach into the corner here because that's my furthest point. I think it will. It seems to still be going at the moment. It is giving me problems in that it kind of cuts out every now and again, but I'm not sure if that isn't my dodgy cable that I'm using. But anyway, we'll see. So I will now get into my suit super quick. Ta-da! And I'm in. The reason why I decided to wear the suit, I don't have to have it around my head yet, I haven't even got going, is because, yeah, it definitely saves your clothes if you want to wear them again. Clearly I'll try and wear these clothes again. But it's my hair. There is nothing worse than trying to get the dust out of your hair afterwards. So I advise anybody who is going to wear these suits though, make sure you get a really big one. Like the medium and the large, the head part is tiny and it comes right back here, so you can't get your hair in it. So I'd like this is an extra large, and yeah, it's big, but like it's plenty of room for moving around, and the head part is massive and goes right over my head and protects my hair. So yeah, so just a bit of advice about the suit. So let's get going.
Afternoon folks, how's it going? I thought I'd come in here and give you an update because I'm working in the dust. Claire just happens to stop her sanding, but she was sanding up to a few minutes ago and I couldn't record. So what I'm doing is I am back on the kitchen cabinets, and I took yesterday off the cabinets because Claire was sanding, and I tidied up, or not really tidied up, I organized our barn a little bit. We had a lot of stuff from our last garage and our garden kind of on the floor, and it was getting wet, and you saw a video a while back where all our tools were getting wet. So what I did is I organized it into some gardening things, some car things, some chainsaw and petrol stuff at the back, some hardware, some tools, some fishing things, some diving and free diving things, some boating things, some painting and decorating things, some stuff we reclaimed from the old house, and 2 spare. What we had behind the surfboard, you can see there's a bit of a joint, and that was really heavily leaking water. This was leaking all the time, but whenever there's torrential rain, fine summer weather from the West Cork rainforest. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why I built my rain deflector. Holy crap. Oh shit, it's deflecting the wrong way. Oh shit. The water was always falling down, so I just have some old Tyvek, which is actually going to put the water down here, so you can see puddle. This is why we had to move everything up, but everything is looking very neat and tidy and accessible. We have my tools there, we have a bit of a junk pile there, we have a few more tools and kind of a triage desk here where everything we find just gets dumped on my brand new workshop before it's sorted. So maybe in the evenings I'll take a half hour every evening just to work my way through this, but super happy with this. It's really nice to know what you're looking for and just grab it. Why I came in here is I'm cutting actually these 9cm blocks just to space my kitchen cabinets front and back, and to provide something to attach to both of them, just to make the whole cabinet island sort of thing rigid. So I need one, so I'm just going to cut a 9cm block. We'll have a look at that and we'll go back inside. Of course, all my rafter material is gone. Do I have anything I can use? There, that's part of you. Right. Now we have a straight edge. Might do 2 of them. There we go. Back inside. So I just popped the 9cm piece in here. That's nice and flush with the top. It shows the height that this needs to come up to. I believe, I'm not sure I'll put one in here. I think I prefer to just join the 2 of these together, and then this one will get the strength and the accuracy of this, which isn't connected yet. The only piece I have connected is at the top. So I want to do this next and then here. But first I got to make this level. I believe it's not 100% level. Oh yeah. Well, frankly, it's not that bad. Oh, it's on the block. I see. Yeah. So that just needs to come up a little bit.
And you can go outside.
Claire, I'm trying to record a video. Right. I'm not hugely certain how important it is to get it perfectly lined up, but that's not bad. Are we okay, Rooney? You want to say hi to the nice people? I'm training Rooney not to give us the kisses. And she's trying very hard.
Yeah.
But she's doing very good.
You're a good girl, aren't you?
Come on over here, Roo. Say hi to the people on YouTube. Oh, she's shy. Anyway, as I was saying, someone can tell me how important is it to get these perfectly level. I'm going to be pouring my own surface on it, so...
Incredibly important.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I kind of thought if I'm pouring my own level, it's not that bad. No?
Oh, that's how I do it. Otherwise,
You know, it's always...
thick on one side and thin on the other.
It's always the other person doing the other job that tells you how important your job is. And then when I say to Claire it's important to get the roof level, like no holes like that up there, she says, oh no, that's not important.
Well, that's it was.
Okie dokie.
Oh, I forgot you can't hear me. Just a second. Yeah, nearly there. Last little piece to do, which is this strip here in the middle. So I'm going to do that. I'm set up to go. I'm hoping I can reach it from the top of my... It's turned out to be an absolutely lovely day. Typical. We are done. We are so done. The only part that I haven't done, which I might have to revisit, is above the cabinets because I can't get the fecking mouse sander to fit. So I'd really like to come up with something that we can just bring some kind of a piece of wood up to the top of the up to the ceiling, but we'll see. If I have to get up and hand sand it at another time, that's okay. Or before we paint it, it's not such a big deal. If we do bring some kind of wood up, sorry, I suppose I should kind of show you. If we do bring some kind of wood up to the top, or if anybody has any ideas, at the moment Rob will make the doors. Obviously they'll cover the cupboard space, but you can see there's maybe 2 or 3 inches above the cabinet, between the cabinet, top of the cabinet and the ceiling. And that's the part that I can't get to with the mouse sander. It's plastered. I do have a part here, all right, which I will have to revisit. It's annoying because it's over the stove, but it's where I had the tape too low, and so it came through the plaster when I sanded it. I will have to just redo that, but that's not a big thing. I'll redo that part. So that's it. So everything else is done. There was kind of a mist in here. This is clearly very boring for the cat as she yawns at me. The walls are done, the corners are done, the ceiling is done, and I think it's okay. we'll see when we paint it, but I think it's pretty good. We'll keep going. The beam here, all right, has to be sanded as well, so we will have to do that, but there's just a few nails or screws that are sticking out. Gosh, I'm so tired from this now, and I don't know why I'm talking to you with my suit on, because I could just take this off. And it's so hot. Next time I definitely wear the suit with nothing on underneath it. Jesus. It would be lovely to just be able to paint it, but I know the dust that will come up from the ground when I grind it. There's just no point until we're completely done with dust. We've decided to grind the floor when Rob has the Peninsula in, because the Peninsula will come down to we'll have a kickboard or whatever. Oh, sure as hell not grinding underneath that. We're also going to do some kind of a unit here at the end. Here, there are wires coming out of the ceiling here because we will have a TV here and maybe some kind of a low unit, not unit, but something that we'll build that'll be low here. So I probably won't need to grind right up to the wall. So we're kind of just, it makes sense really to just wait and see until we have the floor space covered with what we're putting in here before I go mad with the grinder, because the grinder, it's hard. It is really hard work and it's really super messy. Not as, even the sanding the plaster isn't as messy as the grinding. We're gonna have a cup of tea. We'll see where we go from there. See you in a bit.
Claire's finished up in here. She's done a great job. So she is about to give it a little hoover and a little clean. And I'm going to have a look here. For this I want to use 2x4s on the 4 corners. I'm not sure I'm going to need it on the inside. I'm going to put a sheet of... Okay, as I was saying, I'm going to put a sheet of OSB across the top, and I'm going to put about 4 inches reinforced, oh not 4 inches, 4 centimeters reinforced concrete on top of that. I am going to put these on top and bottom, and then I'm going to fit this as a bottom shelf and this as a just top trim so that the doors can close against it. And then finally, can't see where they are now exactly, but anyway, I'm going to put a small little piece of trim at the front, in front of these, just so it's going to look nice from the front. But when you open the door down the bottom, you're going to see these beefy little supports. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to size up everything. These legs are going straight down to the concrete. They're going to hidden behind the toe kick or the toe board. So the weight's going to go straight from the Belfast sink onto these down to the concrete. I'm also going to attach them here, so the weight will also be distributed across for the sink and across for the counter. I think this is going to make it pretty strong. It's not going to be a fully deep shelf. I'm going to leave a lot of space at the back for waste and for the pipes. That's the plan so far. Let me put it together and get back to you. So we have something close to what we want. The top isn't secure, the bottom isn't fully secure, just because the 2 cabinets, I just want to line up. I want to make sure everything's straight on the laser level. But I'm looking at it, I think that's a nice surface. We're going to put a little bead of concrete on top with the Belfast sink on top of that. However, we're going to have about 4 centimeters reinforced concrete, which should be enough for the sink. But I still wonder if I shouldn't have a central support, if I shouldn't beef that up a little bit. 4x1s straight, or sorry, 4x2s straight to the floor, both sides. Feel like I could do with something going straight across the back. Would it be overkill to go straight across here as well? If I went straight across here and straight across there with something underneath down at the back, that might work. Slow going. I'm gonna just have a quick think about this and get back to you. Why, good evening there, folks. Welcome to another halfway, well, I wouldn't even say halfway, to another 27% complete kitchen. Claire has done a wonderful job, as hopefully you'll have seen by now, sanding and filling all of this. She's just hoovered up everything, and as a reward, I'm doing two nice things for her. One of them is one of her favorite meals, a seafood paella, and the second one is a little bit of a drink to go with it. What we have is, our kitchen still ain't done, so we do a lot of one pan cooking, and I love this paella dish. We do everything in here, from breakfast, pancakes, to stir fry, to if you have a really big tomahawk steak, it goes in here nicely, to seafood paella. Let me just show you what I got. I reckon I have about everything here. In the summer, I'm usually able to catch the majority of this stuff. So there's a couple of things that, well, actually most of it I've outsourced because we don't spearfish or fish at the moment. We don't really have anything in the freezer, but it's all local. So at the same time as making a nice meal for us, I'm really interested to try it out and see what the local food is like. West Cork's got a good reputation for food, so let's see. These mussels are from Bantry Bay. They are, so the guy tells me, fresh this morning. We normally let our mussels soak overnight just to clean them out. He says these ones, there's no need. Bantry Bay mussels, I think. What we have here is some smoked coalfish. Coalfish are very like pollock. This is a chemical smoke. Sometimes you can get real smoke and you can really tell the difference, but I think you need to have some little bit of a smoky flavor. That's in yesterday, I think. Then we have some cod that is in this morning as well from Castletown Bear. Cod's probably not the best kind of fish to go for. I do like pollock, it's kind of sustainable, or maybe some bass if we have it, but cod will do us perfectly here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make the base. I'm going to add the rice, kind of cook that off a little bit. Add some stock. This is chicken stock. If you've like lobster shells or crab shells, fish stock is ideal. We don't, so we're using this. And while that's all cooking and the rice is kind of making its way flavor-wise, I'm going to add these at the very end. That's kind of how I do it. Again, one pot, super simple, but I don't add any seasoning. The reason for that is I use quite a lot of chorizo. A Spanish chorizo is nice. However, this is a new one I've heard about that I want to try. It's from Gobin. They do Gobin cheese, so I just want to try their chorizo. I love chorizo. I'm really excited to try this. But chorizo usually comes with quite a lot of seasoning, so I would let the chorizo flavor the whole thing. You're going to see how I do that now. So I don't add any salt, pepper, herbs, anything. Just a really good chorizo will do it. With that, I can hear the mussels squeeching at me. That's good, it means they're alive. All right, let me start with this and let's get the pan going. So again, we're gonna go for our black truffle olive oil. Just to get the party started. We don't need a lot, really. But I think this is a bit lean. It looks a bit lean. Usually just there'll be quite a lot of fat in the chorizo, so it's kind of easy to use the fat. Also, and Rooney can smell this chorizo and she's like, give me a break, Dad. I mean, that's perfect. It's perfect. Sometimes you can get them spicy. Sometimes they're very salty. This is really smoky. I would almost say you don't need to have running out. You don't really need to have the cold fish if you're using this gobine. I don't even think it's meant to be a smoked chorizo. If the chorizo was any bigger, I'd quarter it. Sometimes you add in pepper, which I'm going to do in a minute, or peas, and so I try to make the chorizo about the same size, so everything is roughly the same bite size, except for the fish, which I usually make a little bit bigger. That's unreal. Go on, gobine. Add that into the part. This gas ain't the best. Let's get some onions in there. Mix red and white onions. A bit of flavour, a bit of sweet. If you have wine, it's pretty good to go in here. I don't have wine, but I might try a little bit of beer. Two boys in. You just want to slow down the cook a little bit. Get this in. Now, get a little bit of color in these. So we got some great color on this. Sorry, hon. You like my little work surface? Got some great color on this here. Won't tell you what Claire's doing. I'm gonna make this enough for tonight and enough for tomorrow night because Claire's not here. I'm gonna throw in about half a bag. What's that, like 500 grams? Just clean this up a little bit. Okay. So you don't want much liquid in here now at this point. You could turn off the gas. You want the rice to kind of cook just to get a little bit, I don't want to say burnt, but you want to start at the crisp on the rice. You don't cook this like a risotto. You don't want it creamy. You want it a little bit crusty. And it's kind of like the way you braise steak or something. You kind of want to braise the paella rice. So I'll go in, kiddo. Right, few minutes have passed. We are going to add a little bit of your stock. Now you want to make sure that everything's talking to each other. All your flavors are in a hot tub together, getting to know each other. Now, I have about 1 liter of stock. I'm going to use that, and as it dries in the next maybe 15 minutes, I am going to use water. No more stock. This gobine chorizo, whew. Mwah. Delicious. As that guy's getting going, I'm going to start working my fish in the smaller portions. How are we going to do this? You can leave the skin on. Oh, I feel some pin bones. You know, when I process fish myself, I remove all the pin bones, because that's one of the things that put people off. Now I wish I had a sharp knife. Maybe Claire will keep that for the catties. As I mentioned, you want slightly larger chunks for the fish. Wow. Ready for its top up. This is the last of the 1 litre. We are going to give it 1 more stir. Now this water was boiling, so that's contributing to the heat. I'm going to fill up this container again with cold water, so we keep adding water until the rice absorbs everything. There's not a lot of space in here, but I think I will try and fit in the pepper. Okay, to the other fillets. My God. Huge bone there. What the heck? Ain't no one got time for pin bones. Now these pin bones, they're great little cuts. Just throw them straight into your broth if you're making the fish sauce. Or you could actually put them straight into your compost. We used to do that. Fish is great in compost, and if it's covered well, there'll be no smell. And there will be no rodents attracting it, it'll just deteriorate nicely. We'll get the coley again, a little bit chunky. Didn't get much coley because I had a feeling that chorizo was going to be a little bit spicy, smoky. Little stir. Make sure they all are friends in there. In Spain, actually, I think one of the marks of a good paella is the crust on the bottom. So I've stirred that, I think, maybe for the last time, but I'm gonna stir it again because I'm gonna add some more things I've got. But at this point, you probably want to just not mix it anymore. Let that crust form on the bottom. A little bit like rice pudding, if anyone remembers that. Except that's on the top. Right. Let's get some pepper. If you like your peppers well done, add them sooner. We like ours a little bit crunchy and raw, perhaps. Boom. Paella is a classic poor man's food, kind of farmer, shepherd's food. And they would just throw in whatever was left in their cupboards, in their larder, or whatever they hunted that day. Fish is apparently not a very big thing in Spain to put in there. Chicken, rabbit is the main sort of things. I am just going to add a little bit more water now. Definitely not going to stir it anymore. And this is cold water, so this is going to reduce the temperature. Bring it all down. In the meantime, I'm going to make Clare a drink. Okay. Drink time. I won't say one of the reasons we got this fridge was for the ability to have crushed and cubed ice. It certainly doesn't hurt. Crushed cubed ice. Healthy dash of Irish whiskey. Jameson, can't be beat. That's from where we used to live, Middleton, so you know it's good. Little sprig of something minty. That's actually a lemon mint. Compliments of our wonderful neighbour Liz. And fill it with grapefruit juice. My 2 favorite drinks in the world. Well, my 2 favorite alcoholic drinks are this. This is called a Greyhound. It is just only amazing. Oh my god, that is amazing! I think I'll have to make Clare another. I'll make Clare another one in a minute. My two favourite alcohol drinks are this, the Greyhound, and Rosé Danjo, which is the drink of James Bond. James Bond used to drink it, in the books that is. He used to drink the rosé wine in a pint glass filled with ice. I haven't gone for the pint glass, but I have had large wine glasses. I love that, but Greyhound, it just speaks of summer. But you know what? Pink grapefruit juice is a superfood. It's nice actually if you can blend it yourself, but pay for the really, really good grapefruit juice. It transforms the drink. It's amazing. It's so good. His cooking segment is going downhill, but pink grapefruit is apparently, it's good for cholesterol, it's good for blood pressure, it's good antioxidant, good anti-inflammatory. Grapefruit is just a wonderful fruit and a wonderful drink. However, it multiplies the effects of some medications. So if you do have cholesterol or blood pressure or Lipitor or any sort of medication, just double check if grapefruit is allowed. And in a lot of cases, grapefruit isn't allowed. But if you can have it, get yourself a Greyhound. Unbelievable. Okay, let's move this to the side. Add it into cold water. I'm gonna try and resist the stir it. And maybe just take it down a little bit. I'll give it about 5 more minutes. I'm gonna drink this. I might tidy up a little bit. And then we'll add in the fish. The only thing we're looking at now, because everything else is cooked, fish is going to take 2 minutes, is the texture of the rice. Feels about 40% cooked, so I'd say we've got another 10 minutes. Let me just tidy up. So now you can see all the liquid is gone. I'm going to try the rice again. Yeah, that's good now. Say that's about 80-90%. Oh, hell yeah. Now, just to finish off, chuck in the rest of the water without mixing. I'm just gonna... Next, we're gonna try and fit in some of this. Some West Cork fish. There is a West Cork whiskey, I suppose. I should have tried that. I actually had West Cork whiskey when I was over in Dubai for a taste of home. It was adequate. Okay. Now, let's get the ones that have not opened.
You must be on drinks.
I am. Come on in, Claire. You can check out. You gotta be careful now. I put in too much water. It's getting right up near the top. That was a bit of a schoolboy error.
Really?
Yeah, I made you a drink. Greyhound.
Oh, thank you, honey.
Seems to be half missing.
Did you put a bit of mint in it?
I did, Jack.
Oh.
Step in and try it. Give the guys your verdict. It's good, eh?
Greyhound is good. It's about the only thing I can drink with
The only
whiskey.
cocktail.
Yeah. The Greyhound, or the grapefruit really kind of goes with the whiskey, doesn't it?
Grapefruit goes with everything. So what are you up to?
I was just watering, making sure everything had water in the greenhouse. Is it really?
Well, I've been slaving in here. You've been off enjoying yourself, is it? A few there that did not close. Normally if they're open, you give them a tap. They should close. If they don't close, they know when. I usually do 2 lemons and chuck them in like this, and I keep the second one for when we eat. Now, what am I missing? Bought the whiskey at Christmas there, Jameson's. I reckon we got it for New Year's Eve or something.
Could have been.
And I just didn't drink it. whiskey. That's not a half glass of whiskey now, friends. That's a lot of ice, just in case you're wondering. Boom. I need to get a mint, Claire. Right, so at this point, we want the heat off. We want it to steam itself. So what we gotta do, if any of you guys are up in IKEA, pick me up a lid if you don't mind. So it's about 8:30. The sun is just going down on the mountain across the way. I need a new top up, and I reckon dinner's gonna be served. Let's get Claire over here and have a tasteroo. And you know what they always say in Spain? It's a traditional paella saying, actually. It says, Buenas tardes. Before you try the paella, cleanse your mouth with a greyhound. So that's what I'm doing. I'm one for tradition. This is going to turn into a greyhound knife. So, you ready, Claire?
I'm ready.
I mean, what more could a wife ask for? Am I right? Beautiful. So, 2 spoons. We'll just have a quick taste before we go inside to Ash. You get a little bit of the rice. Oh, I forgot to add peas, Claire. If you have peas, add your peas. And, you know, you don't have to do it, but I think the color looks nice. Hang on. If you have salmon looks good. Nice bit of pink meat. You can get the same thing with crabs or lobster. Oh, that's cooked to perfection. Our fish is good. Try the gabine chorizo.
Been a while. Gabine chorizo.
That's it. That is really good chorizo.
Oh, it's very interesting taste, isn't it?
It's kind of smoky, I think, isn't it? This is just a simple meal, you know. It might look fancy, but it's all done in one pan. It's going to do us 2 days. That is delicious. Cheers, Claire. Well done on the roof.
Cheers, son. Well done. On the island building.
We're going to catch you later. Going to have a few more of these. A little bit of this. Oh, forgot to say, make sure you have some crusty bread just to scoop up that juice down the bottom. It goes very well with the mussels, which I guess we haven't tried. Chef's kiss root. Right, later. Okay, folks, it's the next day. It's actually the afternoon. This kind of job hammered me. There were so many cuts and double cuts and redo and undo and change this and change that. And then this morning, I decided to put a couple of extra cross supports on it. And maybe I was a bit too lazy to take off the support that I had already attached here. I just left it in place, and I got my multi-tool and I tried to take off this little corner to make a seat for the cross support, and oh my god, multi-tool just would not go through it. So then I started to get cross. I got the circular saw still wouldn't get all of the way through. You could get most of it, just not the bottom corner. And of course it was a huge knot going straight through. Anyway, this took way longer than I wanted, but finally got done. I test fitted the sink. Very sturdy, super sturdy. Very good job now for the sink. But this cross support was on the wrong side here, and it just caught the bottom of the sink traps, I suppose. So I had to take off these two support, and I had to just flip it around so this cross support is at the back. Now we're looking pretty good. I need to cut another little piece down here just to back the shelf. I'm going to just screw on a backing plate there so we can actually put things through the door and it'll look like a nice usable shelf. I'm going to keep a lot of space at the back for the sink, for the drain if I ever need to work on that, and I'll do a connection here also for the dishwasher. And yeah, that's looking pretty good now. Actually, while I say the dishwasher, there's actually going to be a void here. I'm going to take all the way to the back of this with some plywood around the panel, so there'll be loads of room for like water and electrics and whatnot. So with that done, I cut up a little bit of my spare shelving just to make some trim so that I can hang the doors here and it'll all look kind of neat and tidy. I think I haven't decided how I want this to work. Might put a little central support there so I have two doors on either side, which could be kind of cool and very old worldy with the sink, is to put just a curtain across, just kind of have that old look, but I don't really think that will go with the rest of the aesthetic, which is fairly modern. So I don't know, I'll leave it, I'll think about that for the time being, but I might come back and put a central support there. And I'll leave the shelving until later. I just want to really, I'm behind schedule. I just really want to rush to get the OSB on top of this. And then next week, my chores are going to be to frame it and to get pouring for our work surface. Quite exciting. So for now, I'll actually just show you while I'm at it what my plan is to get this OSB. This is a piece of the kitchen, of the bathroom actually, that Kira just worked on. The front room. So we're recycling the old OSB. Why not? I'm going to screw this down. I'm going to put some screws. You can see a few of them coming up here. Like this. I am going to make some oversized holes for where the I'm going to fit that in a minute, for where the traps are going to go. And I am going to, yeah, pour a concrete slab on this. Slab on this, slab on the top. And it's going to look pretty freaking cool. Let me show you how it's going to look actually. Okay, I only thought I'd throw it on just to show you, because I actually have to make holes in here. I'm going to make them really big so we can access that easily. We are going to put about 4 centimeters of concrete on this, and the 4 centimeters are going to just lip over here, which is about 1.5 centimeters. So what that means is it's going to look like we have a 5 centimeter slab of the concrete. It's going to look amazing, and that's just going to touch the top of the bottom concrete, which is going to come over this, so it's going to be a seamless piece. Yeah, that's our sink. It's pretty cool, huh? The reason we went with this, as you probably know, we have 2 Belfast sinks. No, you can't see them from here. We have 2 sinks already outside. They're in a bad way, and we have the kit to restore them. I might do it for another build. I want to have a go at restoring the old things, but we are not building a utility here, so we very much want to, like, I don't know, take in a whole load of potatoes and carrots from the garden, and we wanted to have kind of one sink where we can just dump a load of crap in there and clean them all up, whilst having another sink. Maybe you may want to do some more stuff for food, let's say, or for washing up. So we're kind of having 2 sinks here. It's kind of a utility, because we're not having the utility room. It's like a utility sink, I suppose. So that's why we got the double sink. It looks super cool, but it's very heavy, and I really just didn't think the work surfaces were good enough And I'm very happy with the kind of frame I made underneath. That's going to be more than strong enough. And the reinforced concrete is going to just be a perfect slab to have underneath it. So, wow, overall I'm very happy with this. I think it's going to be amazing. Onwards and upwards. Now I must just line up the dishwasher, line up we have a little wine cooler going down there, and I have to build just some shelves in between them. But for the time being, let me get back to planning, and I mean I only have a few hours to finish it. It's Thursday afternoon now, so Thursday evening I try to wrap up all projects. I take all the GoPros, I transfer all the files across at night, and on Friday morning I edit both videos. So Claire has helped in the past. She's pretty good actually. She's a very unique style, but at the moment I just do it because I'm just a bit faster. And then tomorrow we'll take the day off, I'll edit. Claire will do some mini work. She'll maybe do some chipping that needs to be done in the garden. And then we come back on Saturday fresh for a new project. So I want the surface with OSB for my peninsula here, the whole thing OSB'd. Ideally cut out as well, so that Saturday morning I can start to frame these bad boys up. That's the plan anyway. Let me turn this off. I'll just see where I am and I'll come back to you in a few hours.
Hello! I have completed this side of the bedroom completely, plastered. May not be the best plastering job in the world. May need quite a bit of sanding, but look, I'm a professional at sanding now as well. I was very lucky though, and I'm not showing you at the right time now because it's not great to see it in this dark, but our next door neighbour Mike came over and gave me a bit of a plastering tutorial, and while he was doing that he very kindly did this section which I was dreading because this is the curved wall. So as you can see, zero sanding needed there, zero sanding needed up here because this is all of his. So, but it really helped to see someone else using kind of a different method of working, in that he uses the square trowels, which he let me borrow his one, and instead of these little pokey tools, which is like the kind of, I don't know, maybe they've always been using these too, but they're just pokey, whereas the big trowel just gets the whole thing done really quickly. So it was great to see, and we also got this in a bucket, albeit 50 quid. Most expensive plaster I've bought, but we'll see how we go. We're going to use it, although it takes a long time to go off, which means I would have to do sections and then leave them and come back. So it's been a bit of an all-round good experience really, because he said this was good. He liked, our neighbour Mike liked using this dip finisher. He also highly recommended, he tried both, but he highly recommended using the scrim tape over the paper tape. He said the paper tape just causes too many issues and gathers, and you can cut, if you've got a curve, you can cut the scrim tape to fit, to allow you to make the curves better. And it fits in the corners better and all around, because I actually hadn't been using the scrim tape for the corners at all. So that was really interesting. So lots learned today. So tomorrow this room will be done. Probably can sand this side. I won't be able to do anything this side if I need to sand, and I will need to sand anything that I do. But anyway, this room will be nearly done. And then I can't believe it, because we actually just need to paint it and we can move in. It's done.
Except the bathroom.
Yeah, bathroom isn't in, and we obviously have to work this wall, which needs to be done. That may be another Mike episode, because he's really good with stone walls, and we'll need to do that before we put the toilet in. So look, no, there won't be a bathroom, but at least it's a room, a usable space for us to sleep in, which is a whole lot better than where we're sleeping now. So I should just say a big thank you to Mike and Liz, of course, but Mike has just helped me hugely today, and he has a background in kind of building and construction and plastering, like skills that we need endlessly here and at the moment. And so it just makes things easier, and it's so great to just watch somebody doing something, and you can learn so much from that. But he's obviously more into the farming side now, because the cows that we look across at, they're his and they live next door to us. And so he's not into the construction so much anymore, but he loves coming back and being able to show and help us, and he's very big into stone walls. So hopefully he'll be coming back to show me how to build the stone wall behind the loo, and probably maybe we might be doing some other outside ones as well. So yeah, it's just amazing to have that help from someone who's actually is a builder. So yeah, find yourself a builder neighbour. Wow, this looks amazing. Okay, I know it's only still OSB, but that's okay. Wow, super. The sink looks amazing, doesn't it? That was difficult, I'd say. This is our dishwasher. Cupboards either side of the sink. We have another 2 units going here. And around here we have another cupboard. And we have a plan to have 4 stools at the island. So it's a bit of a dining cum cooking space all around, and it looks incredible, really incredible.
I finally got it done. I'm absolutely exhausted. Every little thing was difficult on this project. I didn't show half of it, but everything was really slow. It's like I really want to get this perfect. I love cooking, and I quite like entertaining for friends and family. In our last house, if you remember the kitchen, it was against the wall, so basically I was always cooking, prepping stuff. Clare and everybody else were sat down in the conservatory or the sitting room, just having a good time, and I always felt I had my back to everybody. I didn't like that. So at this house, I was really determined to get the kitchen right. I have most of the kitchen at the back, and there's a little height there, and there's the nice little window so that Clare can look out. But what you don't notice is the countertop there is 3.5 centimeters lower than the countertop here, which is about 3.5 to 4 centimeters taller. That's because that counter suits Clare and this counter suits me. Is that crazy to have 2 different countertop sizes in your kitchen? Maybe. But it's that it suits me and it suits Clare. So that's Clare's one, and she can look out her little window, and this is my one, and I always loved this view. I always loved this field. When I was cooking, I wanted to be able to see it, and it's a bonus now. We can see out here that the Leyland are gone. I hit my target. My target was to get the OSB on. It's not fully framed, so the first thing I have to do is structurally support this. This is kind of cantilevered, so I don't want posts here. Just we're gonna have 4 or 5 stools sliding in, so I gotta figure out the supports for this. Then the second thing is to build a frame, particularly around the sink there, for the concrete pour, and to do the frame here for the concrete pour. And then the final thing is the concrete pour, which is terrifying and exciting. I'm gonna go editing tomorrow, but Saturday morning I'm gonna do the test piece, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think also in our old house where we had our galley kitchen, we always wanted to put an island in, but it wasn't quite right, because you still had the island in the center of the room, but no real like comfortable area next to it that you could look into. So the whole idea that this is like a fully functioning all round room, lounge, sitting, chilling, cooking, you know, that everybody could be in the space together.
which is what we hugely missed at home, wasn't it? Where
It
we
was.
were in Middleton. So
Maybe we shouldn't even be telling you all this now. Maybe we should do a big reveal and talk about it later. But I just want to let you know why this has taken a lot of time. It took a week almost to do the back wall. I just wanted everything perfectly balanced and symmetrical. It's taken a week now to do this one, pretty much. And I almost didn't get the surface done. And I'm reckoning maybe it's going to take another week to pour and to do the prep work for the doors. Of course, we made the workshop bench and prep for the doors, but I just want to do 1 or 2 test pieces. And then there's quite a lot of doors kind of that I need to do, and some shelves to fit and do the doors here. So that's at least going to be 2 more weeks. So it's kind of looking like 3 weeks until the kitchen's done, maybe.
probably normal.
Is it normal? We have thunder.
We-
Do you want to open it, let her out? Maybe it's an okay speed. It feels like we're going very slow. I feel like kitchen installers would be in and out in a day, and I'm here 2 weeks later still going at it. But I want to take my time. It's funny, we were talking about this with Mike earlier. I want to meander this process, and I want to go slow, and I want to test things, and I want to change because I want the perfect kitchen. You?
No, I think we're probably never going to do this again.
Hopefully.
Or if we are, we're going to do it on a very small scale. Certainly nothing this size. So I think, and it just really, what's nice to be able to show you about this is just what's possible to do yourself with some carcasses. And I suppose it was Rob's mum who suggested to us from day one, don't try to build the whole thing yourself. Buy the carcasses and add the doors or whatever you want. Do your own thing afterwards. And to be honest, we wouldn't have known any of that except for her saying that. And then we realised just how an affordable, really nice kitchen can be by going that way.
This is very affordable. Hopefully, if we're into this whole kitchen, doors and works, surfaces and all, for about like 4,000 euros,
so,
I think,
yeah.
maybe, which is phenomenal. It's restaurant grade kitchen or cooking grade kitchen. Anyway, let's wind up there. Thank you all so much for watching. I don't think we did a outro for the video during the week, but anyway, thanks for watching that one as well. And we're still using quite a lot of your suggestions, so keep them coming. Anything at all, let us know.
It's great to have all the new people joining us who have maybe just joined in at the year time lapse or maybe just after that and are now going back and watching all the old ones. It's lovely to see that, and I just saw somebody had just recently watched our very first one. So it's amazing to see that. So thank you especially to all you guys for joining us, because it really makes it when we see all of you wanting to go back and watch all the geeky ones.
Yeah, and thanks to I can't remember who it was for letting me know. I've been telling you if you want to support us, the links are in the description, but I've actually not put in the links to our Ko-fi if you want to send us a coffee or something for the dog, or if you want to join Patreon or anything at all. I've been telling you the links are in the description, but I haven't put them in for the last month or thereabouts. But anyway, they're in below now, and if you want to support us or if you haven't been able to, there you go. Every little helps. Thank you so much for all your support so far. And next week, I'm going to show you the postcards, and you'll be able to buy your own little piece of West Cork.
Slán go fóill.
See ya!